Hello and welcome back to Leisurely Life, where I'm a Swiss Army knife. Today I would like to show you how I do my makeup. Natural looking makeup because I like everything to look just a little more polished, because I feel like my skin personally, I don't have a lot of blemishes I want to cover or anything like that, and I also feel like our blemishes and our scars make us who we are. So I would like to show you how I do my makeup. And then we're going to start off with this Avant, and it's a hyaluronic acid, and we're going to put this on our face before we put anything else on. So most people like to use like a primer or different things like that. I just simply go ahead and moisturize my face. Once I feel like my face is moisturized, then I'll go in with some product. So I'm just taking a little bit and I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And please don't mind my nail, I'll fix it later. So now that I have my hyaluronic acid on, which is aka my moisturizer, now that I have my moisturizer, I'm going to show you guys what I like to use for my face. So recently I went to Sephora and I got some new makeup. And one thing is I don't mind foundation, and I like the Maybelline foundation really. Actually, that's my all-time favorite. So I really like that, but I wanted something that was like more or less like a moisturizer, something a little more light for my face. So the gal at Sephora told me that I should try this Urban Decay, and it's a moisturizer, and it's called Stay Naked Hydromanic Tinted Glow Hydrator. And this is a medium coverage, so it'll just kind of even out my face. So what I like to do is I'll take this and I'll go ahead and I'll put it on my face. And what I like to do, you guys, honestly, is I just kind of put a little bit in these areas. As you can always start with less and then you can build up, and that's the beauty about makeup. So here's right now, so I'm going to just go in with this brush, and I'm just doing this just because to make it a little fluffier, because I just took it out the package. And all this stuff I got from Etsy, except for the Urban Decay I got at Sephora. But like this brush is from Etsy, and so is the hyaluronic acid. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and I'm going to like put this all over my face. So I have a little mirror here, you guys, so I'm kind of cheating, but what I like to do is kind of do a tapping motion, and then you just tap and kind of blend it out. And as you tap and blend it out, it's going to cover like some of your blemishes. It's going to kind of give your face a more of an even tone. So that's pretty much my goal when I like to do a natural look, is to have even tones across my face. And I'll show you guys what I mean. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to blend this in. And this is how it looks so far, like blend it in. And then I'm going to just do the same thing on the other side. And I just carry whatever excess makeup is on the brush, and I just do around my mouth. And I just do like this, and now I'm going to take it where it's along my forehead, and I'm just going to carry that out and just kind of blend everything in. And it's like, most people will tell you it's a circular motion and kind of do that, because what you're trying to do is you're just trying to make sure that the product is all over your face and it's not bunched up into one place. So that's all we're doing with the brush. And if you do this with a beauty blender, to be honest, it'll probably take you 2 seconds, but I don't know where any of my beauty blenders are, so we're using a brush. And once I feel like it's pretty much blended, I'm just gonna kind of swipe around the top of my forehead and the bottom of my chin and my bone line, and that's all I pretty much do. And I'll dust my eyes just to kind of get whatever excess product is there. So now that it's pretty much, actually not pretty much, now that it's blended, what I'm gonna do is And this is literally all I'm going to do, you guys. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of stuff, I promise. So now I have this Urban Decay, another just a little quickie thing. What I do like about this, and the girl also told me, is you can take this on the go with you. So like, say for example, you're out and about and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't really have time to do makeup. You can just grab this, and then it has like a little brush, if I could open it. It has a little brush at the end, and you can use this to just blend out whatever it is you're trying to touch up really quick. So that's what I do like about it. So most people, when they buy concealer, they like to go sometimes at like 2 shades lighter than their skin tone, sometimes 3 shades lighter, depending on how bright they want their under eye. Like I said before, this is a very neutral look, a very natural look, so it's very subtle. I'm going for more like a clean slate, if that makes sense. Let me tell you what color this is before I go on. So this is a 70 WR, and it's in a dark warm red tone. And so as you can see, this color is really not too far off. Even though it looks kind of light, it's really not too far off from my natural undertones and my actual skin color. So I'm going to take this, and let me show you what I like to do. So I'm just going to take it, and I'll use it still like concealer, and I'll just do this. And that's all we're going to do on both sides. So whatever you do to one side, do to the other. Otherwise your face is going to be uneven. So we're going to do the same thing here. And when I do my eyebrows, I like to do this upper part. So I'll show you guys how I do that while this kind of sets and gets tacky. So now we're going to take our Fenty eyebrow brush. So I love this. So all we're going to do is we're going for a natural look, so it's not dramatic. So we're just going to brush up our eyebrows really quick. And always remember, eyebrows, they're not twins, they're sisters. So one will always look a little bit different than the other, unless your eyebrow game is, and I applaud you. So we're just going to go in, and we're just going to go at the bottom, at the base of the brow, and we're just going to follow the line that's at the bottom of our brow. And then what I like to do is I line the bottom of my brow, I line the top of my brow, and then I do a little fill in. I'll show you. So we're going to do the bottom, we're going to do the top, and then now I just take the brush and I make light strokes. Remember, with your eyebrows, less is more. If you want to look like Frida, have a heavy hand. If you want to look very natural, be very light and gentle. So this is like all I'm going to do. And to a lot of people, this might not even look like I did anything. And that's the whole point. We're going for a natural look. So let's do the other side. Whatever you do to one side, do to the other side. And this is my better eyebrow. I hate to say it like that, but it's always been the easier eyebrow to shape, to do, to everything. As I mess it up right now, but it's okay. So now that they're pretty much filled in, quote unquote, and it's just a little bit, I'm going to go back with the same brush, the bristle side, and we're going to just brush it to kind of make it look even. And what I like to do when I'm brushing my eyebrows is I kind of like to give them a shape so that when I go in with that concealer at the top, now I'm going to shape that eyebrow and it's going to clean it up for us. So this is what we're going to do, you guys. We're going to go back with that same concealer. We're going to take it. And remember, less is more. Especially when you're going for a natural look, less is more. So So we're going to take it, we're just going to do a little bit right here. We'll use this, I don't know what this brush is. And don't laugh at me because I will use any brush to put some makeup on. It may not be the right brush for the right application, but it will work for me. So I'm going to take this flat brush. Oh, it's really soft too. This came from Etsy too. Wing Me? This is a 9 brush. So I'm going to take this, and what I'm going to do is, and I told you guys I have my little cheat mirror, so I'm going to grab it so I can see and I don't mess up completely, is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to take some of the concealer that's there and I'm going to use it to clean up this eyebrow. Ooh, I really like this brush. This is definitely probably not what it's for, but when I tell you it's working wonders, that's all that matters. And the thing is when you're doing your eyebrows, if you take a little bit off with some concealer, don't worry about it because you can always add some more in. Just remember that. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. What that meme say? I wish I was both-handed. And all I'm doing is literally taking the product that's there and spreading it across my forehead, aka my eyebrows, to clean it up. We're not adding any more. We're not doing any extra. We're going for a very natural look, so less is more. And I'm going to take that same little bit that I have and I'll use it for the bottom as well. But since we haven't blended the bottom, and we could use the same little brush, but since we haven't blended the bottom, we could also use some of the concealer that's on the bottom to clean up the bottom brow. And like I said, I don't necessarily like to completely cover up my imperfections because I feel like that's what makes my face, if that makes sense. So if you see like, oh, I didn't cover up something completely, that's how I intended it to be. I don't want it to be flawless. This is just a simple, I just want a cleaner face, if that makes sense. A little more polished, I should say. So now I'm going to take the same brush because it's working for me, and I'm going to use it for the bottom of my concealer. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to tap it in. And the key with concealer is when you get your color, no matter if it's foundation or concealer or a tint, a moisturizer, right? Go with the colors that you think are in your face. So as you can see, this has like a red, but like a little bit of a yellow tone, but it's like a warm, so it's like almost an orange undertone for me. And that's what I prefer. Some people like a lighter tone where it's more of like a yellow, and I really don't have a yellow in my face as much, I should say. So I tend to stick to like more reds and browns, and that's what I feel like looks really good on my face. And as you can see, we still have a lot of concealer at the bottom of our eye, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that concealer and I'm going to use it to clean my under eye. And what's cool about doing the concealer like this is now I'm going to have an even base for when I do my eyeshadow. And I like to do very neutral, subtle tones. So I like orange, I like golds, I like browns. And so this is just going to help make those tones a little more poppy and pop out for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clean this up. And I don't always contour my nose. That's not really something that I do. I only do it more or less for like aesthetic reasons and like for fun, or if I'm trying to look like super snatched. So I'm just taking the concealer and I'm kind of just going all the way around my face, kind of like almost a mask. And that's how I blend out my face. And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna use it on under my eye. That same concealer. If you guys saw before, my eyelids are a little bit darker, so this is just gonna help give them a little more color. And then once I do the little bit of eyeshadow that I'll do, and when I say a little bit of eyeshadow, it's very minimal. And I wish I had my beauty blender, but it's okay. And right now what I'm doing is I'm literally just looking at my face and my eye area and just making sure everything looks even. So the key to makeup, no matter if you're going for a super glamorous look, if you're going for something very simple and clean, is that everything is blended out and it doesn't look like there's lines. And what I mean by lines is there's not a difference between one color and the other. So you want to blend. Okay. And you guys, just for the record, I totally just snatched this look and I feel like I didn't even think I can do this like this. But you see how it's like it's just a little bit. But that little bit goes a long way. I'm gonna just fix right here a little bit. And my forehead. Cause girl, I got a forehead. So since I have like the hydrating moisturizer, I'm just gonna take this same brush that I used earlier and I'm gonna kind of buff out some lines because I'm not gonna use concealer. I'm gonna show you guys my little trick, what I like to do when I'm going for like a makeup, no makeup look. So I'm going to take that same brush as earlier and I'm just going to kind of make sure everything's okay. And we're just going to blend down just a little bit where we put that concealer and then where we put it on our forehead and our eyebrows. And we're just going to kind of make sure we don't look too crazy out here in these streets studying. Okay, so that's it, right? Almost. These are Beauty For Real makeup brushes. Came with my Etsy. This is called the Blender. And it's super soft. We're by Juvia's. But on the back it says the Amazons. So maybe that's the collection. I don't know. This is my favorite palette. As you can see, this is my favorite color. Cano. So I like to take Cano and I put it on. Let me show you. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we just take it. Be generous. I like to be generous because this is a color that I really enjoy. It's like a brown. It's like a burnt orange, but not so much orange, more yellow. But let me show you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and dust this in to my eye. And remember how I put the concealer that was left over in my eye, or in my eyelid I should say, not in my eye, in my eyelid? So now do you guys see the difference? This is with the eyeshadow and this is without. So you see it's more of like a matte finish and this is more of like a dewy, glowy finish. So that's what the eyeshadow is going to do. It's going to give it like that powder. So it'll help the concealer set. So we're going to do the other side the same way. What you do to one side, do the other. Okay. That's done. We're done. Make sure they look even. Chef's kiss. That's it. That's all. I love the golds and the shimmers that it has. So what I like to do is play Russian roulette with the with the glitters, and sometimes I just do this. And hopefully I remember the same thing I just did. And I'm gonna dust that on there. I love Juvia's Palace or place. I always call it Juvia's Palace because I feel like it's so luxury, even though their prices are like what I need for my pocket. But I love their colors. I love their palettes. I love everything that they have to offer because it's for women of color. If you are a woman of color or a gentle of color, then you need Juvia's Place. Like, their pigments just glide on. Like, that's all I'm gonna do for the eye. That's it. And honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I love glitter and I love golds. And the fact of the matter is at the end of the day, I always feel like before, when I would put makeup on, there wasn't a lot of colors that suit me. So because of that, I didn't wear a lot of colors because I didn't like the way they looked. But now that I have Juvia's Place, I feel like I can wear whatever color I want, even though I still stick to my neutrals. But yeah. And that's my eyeshadow look. I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna take this brush and do one of these. And I'm gonna take that same color. The Kona. Is it Kona? Kana? I don't know. Kano? Maybe it's Kano because it's K-A-N-O. Kano sounds cool. So I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna buff it out like this. And all I do is do that to blend out any imperfections, and our eyeshadow is done. So now that we're almost done with our face, this is my go-to look. So now I'm gonna go in trusty dusty Juvia's Place, and this is the Sharan Blush Volume 1. And the colors that it has are really pretty. This is like a maroon color, and then they have like a red, like a blush, a really pretty blush. And then these are their glitters, and then this glitter has a little bit of a red tint, and then this orange I usually use where I put concealer. So I'll show you guys how I do that. Vein I really don't use because I'm not really a blush girl, but maybe one day, or maybe in the next video, we'll see. I'm gonna actually take this brush and I'm gonna get the Abby. I probably don't need this much. I definitely don't need this much. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, and as you can see, I have a bad habit of dusting off my brushes on the corner of my palettes. So I'm just gonna take it and I just dust off the excess, and then now what I like to do, and I'm still in my mirror bag, so don't laugh at me, you guys. Well, laugh at me because I'm laughing too. So I'm going to take this and I just dot where I want it to be. So I'll take it and I'll dot where I want it to be. Is it on there? And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then I take it across my forehead first because I feel like if I'm going to mess up anywhere, why not my forehead? It's just my forehead. So we're going to take this and we're going to dust it across our forehead. And this is going to put color back into our face. So, and yes, I have a ton on. So we're going to take it. Sorry, I got to take some of this excess off. So I'm going to take it across my forehead. And then everywhere where you would put concealer, like a darker, like your contour, anywhere you would put your contour is where you would put this blush, the Abby, because it's the darkest. So I just go, I take it, and I dust. And then I do the same thing on the other side, because what we do to one side, we do to the other. Okay. And then on my forehead, I like to bring it in to give me like that illusion, you know, that forehead illusion. Where we left the concealer, we want to keep that bright because we don't want to undo anything we've done. So we're going to take this and we're going to go here. And then remember, we're going for a natural look, so it's okay if we put a little bit down here. It's okay. Remember, we have an even look. We didn't put contour on our face, so it's fine. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side just to make sure everything's even. And it's just whatever product is left on there. Another thing I like to do if I feel like it's a little light under here, I'll just take it and I kind of do like a little dust. And then you see, it gave me some color. Okay, so now that same brush, now we're going to take the Toby. Everywhere where we put concealer, one more time, everywhere where we put concealer, we use Toby. So we use Toby under here, underneath the eyes, and we use it right here. And then if we want, we can dust a little bit on the brow bone. That's it. That's all for Toby. We're not doing too much with the Toby, okay? We don't want to look like a Oompa Loompa. That's it. Okay? So, now we're going to take the Neo, just a little bit. If you like a lot of blush, take as much as you want. But I'm just going to do one of these. Dap her off. And we're just going to apply her right here. That's it. And I like to do this after like every application just to kind of blend in the colors that we put. Okay, now we're gonna take my girl, my favorite, Zara. We're gonna take Zara. I'm not gonna do too many daps because let me tell you, I like to play in glitter. And so when I like to play in glitter, it shows on my face. So we're going to do this. We're going to take some of her off. Take some of her off. And then wherever you would like to put glitter and a highlight, you do you, boo. But I'm going to show where I put mine. I do a little bit here. I do a little bit here. I do it in the brow because Rihanna did it in her brow. So ever since then, I do it in my brow. On both sides, because what we do to one side, we do to the other. And that, my friends, is our makeup look for the day. Okay, so the only thing we are missing at this point in time, and I will show you, because that is the one thing I will do. So this is the natural look. Let me see, can you guys get a good enough look? I don't know. Hopefully the lighting's not bad. Okay, so now that my makeup look is done, there's only one more thing that I need to do to completely complete this look. Is now I will take my setting spray. The only one I use, Urban Decay, Oil Control, All Day Wear, Light Wear, Temperature Control Technology. Okay, this is the black and purple one. I know they have a black and green one or something like that. I only use the black and purple one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to spray our face. So if you ever feel like your makeup looks too dry, you need setting spray. You need setting spray. If you don't have setting spray, it's going to make your makeup look dry. But if you have setting spray, it's going to put that moisture back into your face. Let me show you what I mean. Because right now it looks regular, right? So now take my setting spray and I'm gonna. And just like that, we have our natural look. Just remember, less is more. Embrace your beauty. Have a good day. And always remember, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Bye.